With the presentation of Hallelujah, we follow a sequence of eurythmy gestures. How we received them by Rudolf Steiner in the beginning of the 19th century. Rudolf Steiner explained to us the meaning of the word Hallelujah with these words: I purify myself from all what hinders me from the sight of the Most High. The Hallelujah has, beside its artistic practice, a healing effect. In eurythmy therapy, the Hallelujah is implemented in many ways and used as a therapy all over the world now. It can give us peace and relax and an inner concentration. To practice Hallelujah may lead us to our goals and to our essentials and can give us peace. Thank you for listening and watching the Hallelujah.
Welcome to Got a Form for that. So today, I would like to present a form drawing that I received for the Hallelujah gesture of Easter. And actually, this is a Hallelujah gesture that can be a Hallelujah for any time of year. And I originally received it for Christmas, but I am also bringing it for, any sort of celebratory situation. And Easter certainly is that. We are celebrating the life of the new life of the body in Easter. So today, I would like to bring the form to you that Bernhard has already brought as a eurythmy gesture. It's one of my very favorite eurythmy gestures, eurythmy movements to do, because it is so powerful and healing. And the form that I was recently given a few years ago, that is, it's sort of the Hallelujah in form drawing, does a lot of the same things, and yet it is also a little different. So as Bernhard says, that the Hallelujah in eurythmy is very purifying. The form drawing then is cleansing, but it is really mostly protection. It's a protection for the place where the astral body and the etheric body come together, which we call the ego sheath. It's that interplay between the color of the astral body and that those paler colors of the etheric body, that peach blossom, the sort of bluish tinge of the etheric, the very, very pale, almost cloud-like color. So these two bodies come together and create a sheath for the ego, the being, the inmost being of a person. And the form that I want to present to you today is something that can go hand in hand with the Eurythmy Hallelujah, and it is a protection for that ego sheath. So if you will take out a piece of paper, and we're going to be drawing an oval and then bringing a vertical line down the center. with a graphite pencil. And if we can do that in graphite, then we'll do the whole thing in graphite, and then we will place some colors on it today. Today, we will not just be doing the form in blue. Okay, so we have an oval, and we have our vertical line. And now we are going to draw this form, and I'll bring it to the screen. This is the form. And you'll see that it has these sort of heart shapes, 3 that are pointing up and 3 that are pointing down. And then there is a central figure 8, and all of it is encompassed in that oval. So it helps if we create dots along this line to show us where those points will come together. Okay, so we have the middle. This is going to be the place where the figure 8 crosses. So now we will make a point here and then a corresponding one here. And these are equidistant from that center point. And then we'll make another one here and a corresponding one here, and then one here and a corresponding one up here. So we have 7 dots. The center one will be the center of the figure 8, and the other dots will be the places where these sort of heart-like shapes come together here. Okay. And it will be helpful to you, I think, if you do the whole thing in graphite first, and then we will put the colors on the forms. Okay, so we're going to start with the heart shapes that are pointing up, that have the point up, and then the curving part below. So we're starting right up here. And this one, we bring all the way to the edge. And it actually touches. You see it touches the oval. And then we bring the other side to be symmetrical with that. And we have our first form or inner form. And then we go up and do 2 more of those. The next one, though, and the second and third one do not touch the edge of the oval. We're going to keep them about the same size as the original one that we did. And it's going to, the curved part of it is going to come through here. That. So it doesn't come through the any of the points. Okay, and then we have a third one. And it's going to come through here. Let's see. I have the red one, the orange one, and the yellow one, which will be here. Yes, okay, good. And then we can look at those and see if we need to change the sizes or shapes. I think this one needs to come out a little bit more. This is pretty good here. We've got this curve, and this curve coming down, that pretty evenly. And over here, we have this one kind of tucked in there. So we're going to fix that. Okay, so now we have these 3 hearts that are pointing down, and now we're going to draw 3 more that are up. So the points are pointing down, but then the curves will be up here. Okay, so we begin with this bottom one here, and we will go through these, and we're going to end up. Let's see. Here's our center one, and then this heart has to end up. Or this shape has to end up there. So, or with the curve like that. So here we go. There. That. So we have this one, and we have to do 2 more. Here, starting here and here. And let's see, this has to go through here. Yeah. Okay, well. There we go. And then our last one would start at this point. And the curve would be right there, just corresponding to this curve down here. Here we go. All right. So there we have, oops, no, I made an error. This heart also has to touch the sides of the oval. So here we go. There. And then we can look at these, and I think I'll pull this one out a little bit to really even out that side of curves. There. And possibly bring these out a little bit too. Let's try that. Good. Okay, and now I'm going to have us put the color on right now for these 6 heart shapes, and then we will do that inner the inner figure 8 at the end. So we're going to put the heart type shapes in rainbow order, and we'll begin with red at the bottom. So that would be our the first heart that we, upside down heart that we drew. And the direction for these is clockwise, and we'll start at the point, and then we go like this. There. Oh, and the oval, if we are tracing the form, the oval is first. And then we do these shapes in the order that we drew them. Okay, so that was the red. Now we need the orange. And that's this one here. And then we use a golden yellow for the third one. Go. Now we'll begin with the lowest one here that we started with, and we're still going clockwise. So that means for this form, we're going to go this direction because we're starting down here instead of up at the top. We start at the bottom of this form. And we do that in green. And then we find a blue. And last, we use a violet. That doesn't look very violet on the screen, so I think I'll try a different one. Do that. And perhaps again. Anyway, the violet should be, a blue violet, not a red violet, which is, yeah, it has a different tone. So we're looking for the more, that deep purple rather than a fuchsia kind of color. So that would be our final heart type shape. Now we can, with our pencil, let's just use our graphite pencil again and put in that figure 8 I was talking about. And here, I'm going to show it to you too, this form. So you see how there's a golden figure 8 at the center? That's what we're going to draw now. Using this point here that we already put in earlier, and we're going to come up just between the, this blue and, well, we're going to we're cutting through the gold like the blue does here, but right under it. So our figure 8 is going to be right here, or that going to cut right through that and come through then that center, and try to avoid intersections of other lines when you put this in. So here I barely am avoiding that, but I am. There should be like a little triangle of that's created by these 3 lines in order to do that. So I'll make that a little wider. Okay, and then the bottom of this comes, let's see, right here. Right, the green. Right above the green. Nope, above the orange. Well, above the green and the orange. Okay, so right in here. Yeah, it's still going to be a squeeze. Right in here. And here I really have these 3 lines a little too close, so I'm going to try and pull the figure 8 line out. It's a lot of lines, isn't it? Okay, and then the whole figure 8 is done like this. In a golden yellow. And then we have the whole form drawn. And we can erase this center line. And then working with the form is just tracing it the way I just did, tracing, and you just did, tracing the lines of graphite, but now we go over all the colors. And to work with the Hallelujah form, you could, and the Hallelujah Eurythmy movement, I would suggest doing the Eurythmy movement first, because that is a It's really a purifying gesture. And then to create a form or to trace the form is really protective of the work that we do in the Eurythmy movement. The oval, I think I said the oval was gold, just as it is up there. But you would trace the oval first and then do the colors in the order that we did as we drew. So thank you for your good work and happy Easter.